What's up, YouTube? Just kidding. Anyway, yeah, what's up? It's Convicted, and I'm about to spit my new acapella, Holy Matrimony, and my throat is a little bit parched because I've been spitting all day, man. Anyway, this describes my internal and external experiences as I was walking with God and before I started walking with God. And it doesn't describe it in the type of way that a normal testimony would. It basically describes what was going on with my soul, what was going on inside, and explaining my personal experiences in the realest way to me. And so, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy. And yeah, so listen up to Holy Matrimony by Convicted Essential. I'm gonna get some water first. Hold up. I know you're not supposed to do this on YouTube, but whatever. I'm Michael. I do the retarded stuff. Jeez, Coco, my dog's got gas, so just ignore that. Yo. Now the earth is cracked like I smashed the surface with Merlin's staff, and I cast my burdens on the serpent's back. 15 years and I just learned to laugh. I've been ahead of the race but still losing, so first is last. I steered straight, swerved and crashed and left my sternum snapped, handicapped like the extension of God's hand is a worthless cast. If I get cast in the fires till I burn to ash, I'll curse the last worthless bastard that had the nerve to ask, was my sermon whack? I'll keep my foundation, so build your castle in the sand. I'll dwell upon the solid rock with stambles in his hands. They call me convicted cause I lied at the witness stand like Peter when they asked, was that the witness man? Living in a fallen world cause cash rules in this land. Destroying our generation, Satan's last malicious plan, like raising idol worshippers to craft a crimson lamb. But we the Christians without witness protection, and we're fishing for brethren. Unlike those who sit and listen for death to come knocking on the door and drop them at the morgue. We work for the sovereign Lord. How come we can bring in mostly youth when half the prisons can? Sometimes the inside of a man is horrific. To depict it's like watching an abortion through a sonogram. My life was like I took a trip through the promised land, and I was brought to destruction like Obama's plan. The prominent man who holds a soul in the palm of his hand, but we must crawl to the land before the enemy turns this salt into sand. So pardon the broken, I dropped the razor with my artery open. I tossed my heart in the ocean and watched the parted seas closing. They said sticks and stones can break my bones, but words would never hurt me, while this kid sits alone and waits at home and cursed his lifelong journey. They promised him a singing mockingbird, but the bird was never chirping. They promised him a diamond ring they couldn't afford what they're earning. These sticks and stones never felt so appealing, cause nothing could ever match the feeling of the words from those I love dearly, like a demon in disguise. A Jezebel to please the human eyes. I want to creep between her thighs, but when I see the beast within her eyes, I feel the heathen rise inside. My rotten flesh lies feasting with the flies. I want the peace where I reside, so you can keep the 10% because I'm leaving with the tithe. As I drink of his blood and I eat of his flesh, he pours out legions of love with the heat of his breath. The wings of the dove came to free me from death, and the kingdom has come, so that's the reason I've left. I'm beating my chest and pouring out my heart like I bleed from the breast. Balling was my fantasy, now his glory is my canopy. I'm channeling transparency so my inside shows true, and people will know who I love by the fruit I produce. No produce, and I produce the Lord's symphony. No Pro Tools, and the ways of this world would only famish me, so now I'm staring at the crucifix watching his hands bleed. The enemy tries to scratch us with his poisonous cuticles. I seek your face in my secret place, so noiseless is beautiful. Heaven will rejoice when the pews are full. His spirit paces through your frame and soothes your soul. On the decrepit cross screaming with thieves and henchmen, it was electric shock treatment to this dead engine. The shepherd left the flock fiending for his attention. I was an infected lost heathen, now I'm greedy for the living water, drowning in it with the Father, claiming my blessings like I stripped the altar. I'm a servant for the harvest, and I'm grazing the pasture, staying at the pace of my master. I'll knock the face off a pastor whose aim is to capture filled seats and bleachers of popularity and features, cause if you focus on yourself, you might be late for the rapture. I'm not yet at the point where I'm excited to suffer, but if to die is to slumber, then that's a liable comfort. He paid the price of a lover, and as the sky to the thunder, I heard the cry of his mother. It left Pilate to wonder, but then my homie beat death, held my head and said time's just a number. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Subscribe, tell your friends, yada yada, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. And yeah, peace out.